to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Good evening. Trustee Johnston.
Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Taylor.
Present.
Trustee Bachert.
Yes. That takes the citizens report from our agenda. Is there anyone who wants to speak for us this evening? Okay, seeing no one, we will go to the unanimous consent agenda.
I had two additions, Mike. I had two bills for JCM uniforms. They totaled,
Is this going to be corporate?
that's gonna be corporate and garbage. One was for $139, one was for $189. I split those two between code and animal
Okay.
uniforms. So 164 went to corporate in the amount of $42,970.41. 164 went to garbage, brings total garbage $52,965.41.
Trustee Taylor, you're okay with that?
I concur.
Okay, very good. Anybody else, additions or corrections? Hearing none, then what's your pleasure?
I move we pass the unanimous consent agenda with the changes. I second. Presented by trustee Woody.
Motion by Johnston, second by Gaffney. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. So ordered, okay. Reports tonight, trustee Taylor,
No report this evening.
trustee Johnson.
Just a short one here. We made an attempt to start cleaning the inside of the water towers today, and because of lightning and stuff, they were pulled off. So we will start tomorrow. We hope everything, weather works out good. We're good. Not lightning runs.
Yeah, don't want to be up on top of the water tower.
Not what was coming through. So
Is this in the park?
All of them.
all of them. Yeah, we're doing all. And then as soon as that's done, then we'll start flushing hydrants. We don't want to flush hydrants, right? We have all that in the towers, so as soon as that gets going, we'll let everybody know. Get out the signs out there. So other than that, that's all I have.
Trustee Johnson. Trustee Wood.
My ongoing report on the tree replacement program. As you know, we posted our request for proposal on the website, and our deadline is coming past. So we had a meeting today, and I'm happy to report we received 6 proposals, all of which were very professional and well presented. The committee met today, we opened the proposals, and we'll report our decision by the next board meeting. I will say it appears that we'll be staying on budget, and we have 25 trees minimum, and that the trees we requested for the Gordon neighborhood, and even if we have enough funds, a few dollars left over for the next neighborhood. And the possibility we even discussed of purchasing a few trees outright, maybe from some optional sources, and maybe having the village plant them. But we'll report to that to you when we make our decision on the winning proposal. And all in all, we're moving forward on the pilot program, and I'd anticipate that we would be ongoing next spring. I want to thank all the nurseries for submitting their proposals. They're all professional, and our decision will be forthcoming. If anybody's got any questions, are we okay with everything, board members?
Yeah. I did review those this afternoon with Maggie just to let you know, and I asked her to put together what if it was an engineering project, called bid tab, so you can see how much everybody was, so you can do a real comparison.
Perfect.
And I realized that a couple of them were not as detailed as others, so we may have to kind of ask them to look at those so we get a good apples for apples.
Yeah, a couple of them we had a couple questions on before we make the decision. We wanted to do our due diligence and contact the other falsifiers.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Trustee Wader, anything?
Just a couple of real brief things. First of all, I was out at the park Saturday night. I thought it was a real nice day. I didn't make it early on because I went to the Cub game, but my wife said it was packed till the rain came, and I was glad to see the recovery after the rain. It was a great evening. I think Phil, if you could pass it along, I think they hit the nail on the head, hit the ball out of the park, however you want to look at it, with moving it into town here. It was a neat place for it, and I think it turned out real well. So my hat's off to the park district, and a real nice day over there. I want wanted to remind everybody, Marty will probably say it, but just in case he doesn't, Thursday night's the disaster preparedness evening over at the Township Hall, 7 p.m. And I would encourage everybody to attend that. And then real quickly on the administrator and the administrative assistant positions, thanks to Maggie and Maria on the administrative assistant interviews. I think we're done and we're just
Well, that's
finalizing
right, I mean,
administrative assistant. Oh, I'm sorry.
yes, that's her.
Yes. I'm one hiring behind, sorry. On the part-time office person to do payroll.
Right.
Thanks to Maggie and Maria for helping out with those interviews, and I think we've narrowed it down, and after discussion with you and with Maggie again, I think we're probably gonna make an offer here, so that should be forthcoming by the next meeting. And Friday, when we added the administrator position to the IML website, we extended it 1 week because we got a late start on that one, so we always close out this Friday, the 29th. And I think to date we got somewhere in the high teens resumes for that position. And we'll be sorting those out and hopefully getting some interviews going in next month.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Trustee Mulder.
Crete Park of Commerce, another great day for the community. I was not out late, I was out early, but the crowd was great in the park, and it's just beautiful there. 2 meetings ago, I think, we approved the bid from Iroquois for road work, and the planning meeting will be this Thursday, 1:30 at Tech 3. That's it.
For myself, I would have to say that if you didn't go to the Park of Palooza, you missed what was really a pretty good time. And I thought that the selection for music at night was really, really on point. It was just really a good night. No mosquitoes that I can honestly say that I had to deal with at all. It was a kind of a, what I call like a lukewarm temperature night. I mean, it really was, it was actually pleasant to be outside. It really wasn't a big deal at all. So, I think that everything that I've heard, Phil, and you can take this back to the park board, and that was everybody I think that I talked to felt that was the right spot to have it as opposed to being out there, especially when it's really hot outside. There was a place to get out of the sun, and you could do that there where you couldn't do that out at the Heritage Park. I would say the only thing that we were really constrained with is having places, if there was gonna be more touch-a-truck stuff, you'd have had a hard time dealing with that, but, I think that was, you guys substituted really well with a lot more kids games and stuff like that. I think went real well, so, overall, I think it was a good night and a success. The only thing I wanna comment on tonight is the downtown parking. I'm waiting for Bill Steffi to come back and give me the most latest version of the adjustments that I made, and right now we've been trying to get the what do you call it, the Alameen Old Morning Road extension done. We reviewed that, I wanna say last Monday, I think it was, wasn't it, Phil?
Monday or Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday, and really no big shakes with that. We're gonna try to get that thing out so we can start doing the construction yet this year. We did get a copy of the plans for all the plans for Alameen's project the middle of last week, I want to say, something like that, Wednesday, Thursday, I don't remember which day. It was kind of long in coming, but stuff is now here. We sent it out for review by Chuck Kessel, I'm sure, and we're just anxious to get those guys going. So we're trying to get those reviewed as fast as possible so that we can get the project underway. Other than that, I don't think that I have anything else that I can think of right at the present time. So.
I was today, I was talking to Kim over here about doing the sidewalks here. I saw them doing it. Do you want to comment on that? I mean, they started on it, and
yeah, Kim Moline started doing the jacking the sidewalks up, and in certain places where we don't have breaks and things like that, the sidewalk's not deteriorated, it's just you know, not
Just
sitting
okay.
level like it should. And, he had a problem with his equipment last week, got pretty well into it, and then had a equipment malfunction, had to go up to Wisconsin or Michigan or someplace.
Park.
Yes, something wasn't working right, so, he's back on it today, and I don't know, I saw him out there, but I don't know exactly how hard he got. I actually had Larry Stocking, go back and review our sidewalk program locations to see if there may be some places where we can do this as opposed to tearing it out and installing new, because it's about, you know, I don't know what difference in prices is probably about. This is probably about 2/5 the price maybe, I think, if my memory is right. So if we can address things in a cheaper fashion, that means we can go out and do more stuff. So, and you don't have to worry about whether it's gonna rain or anything, you know, keep the concrete curing properly and nobody writing on it, all that stuff goes away. You're not doing restoration. So it's just an easy way of doing things if in fact, you know, the particular blocks of concrete lend themselves to that. So that, we're just gonna make those adjustments on the fly, basically, what it boils down to.
But what he did do so far was great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
even.
And, I know he didn't get on it right away last week because he had other commitments. So he started ours and had a problem with that, and the other commitments he had to take care of, so now he's back with us. So, it's probably like that. Megan, anything tonight?
No.
Okay. Chief Bailiff,
No report.
Chief Blocker.
Yeah, just something real quick. Deja vu all over again with the Exchange Street project. You know, it really puts a crimp in our response to the point where we've split our crews, having 2 out there and 1 in here at night. But to compound that problem, the exact same thing happened this time as what happened last time when they dug out Exchange. We had an ambulance go down. So we're down an ambulance. We're making the adjustment. We're hoping to have it back by the end of the week, or have it up by the end of the week. We're going to try to do it in-house. So unfortunately, it's the same exact problem. Ford's got an issue with that. Unfortunately, this time it's out of warranty, so we're going to hopefully take care of the situation ourselves. And we didn't, the engine didn't blow this time like it did last time, and Ford put a new one in, but we're down.
Was it the same ambulance as last time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's that 6-liter diesel that Ford's got, and it's just a real problem. So unfortunately, that's the newest ambulance we got. So anyway, that's all I got for Bill.
Martin?
No, I think that's.
Karen, anything tonight? All right. So to, the, communications, there you can see what your warrants were for the last 2-week period. 3 long.
Again, Comcast letter. I think what's interesting is the Fall Fest is coming up at Goodnow Grove, September 13th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's really a family-orientated event, and of course, they would love to have contributions. Every year, correct, we get a letter from Torn Creek Basin Sanitary District with a copy of the Deer Creek Recapture Statement that was established back in June 8, 1992. We receive that every year, and the district received no monies for recapture fees during the fiscal year ending April 30th, 2014. And they remind us that in order to recapture the entire balance of, wow, too many numbers, 927,322, 658 homes would need to find a place in Crete to be built. So kind of
On that sewer line.
on that, kind of I had one other thing that came in my email, and, the Suburban Youth Symphony Orchestra has been resurrected over the last couple of years by Fred and Janet Kester. And she asked, that I pass this information on in case there's any children between the ages of 9 and 13 attending a school in our area. It doesn't make any difference whether it's public, private, that would be interested in playing in a symphony, if they would wanna play violin, cello, bass, viola. And if so, I have the information. It's a tryout kind of thing, but what I thought was interesting, in big bold letters, she says $25 a month violin lessons, an incredible opportunity for beginning string students. I can tell you personally, that is a very good value, because I used to pay a lot more than that for the lessons that we had for our cat. So, if anybody knows, I have this, the deadline is September 10th to submit an essay as to why I want to play an instrument. And that's it.
Anybody else with additional communication? I'm gonna back up with this one segment of committee reports. We didn't talk about Illinois Lutheran High School baseball team tonight.
I answered your email that.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was supposed to be carrying the ball on this, but I kept asking him, and I thought maybe Vince would come here or somebody else, but now I think it.
Yeah, I mean, Phil and I originally talked about it. I tried to get, I touched base with, Jeff,
Eulenbrock.
Orlebrock, exactly. And then he was going on vacation. And then when he went on vacation, he forgot to email the information. So I did touch base with him prior to you actually emailing. And I've got the connection that I need to, and, I need to talk to her, and she's got the logo, and so we're in the process. I'm working on it. We'll get it
And
done.
Maggie, can you put on your notes to check with Corey Ducius to see if he's gonna get something for, Main Street?
For
So,
state stuff,
yeah,
right?
for the state. I thought that was already done, but I don't know, those guys are not real good at getting back to you, so,
Is it the state championship signs? Is that what you're
yeah,
talking about?
right.
Yeah.
And just to keep everybody up to speed on this, the state only allows signs on Main Street, because that's the only route that they have through town. They only allow signs that they make. And you're only allowed to put them up for 1 year. And that's it. And they're supposed to come out and put them up, and they're supposed to come out and take them down. Phil, do they do that?
Actually, the Crete only ones are still up, but I have a feeling if we do these,
Yeah,
they'll take those down and they'll put these up, is what they're gonna do.
Exactly.
I would bet money that's what they're gonna do,
Yeah.
Mike.
So, but on the county road, you know, like on Exchange Street, you know, we ask for permission and we'll put them up, and then we can kinda, and like on Richmond Road, which is ours, we can obviously leave them up as long as we want. It's just that, so it's not the same for all locations, and people need to understand that. We create the ones on our roads and on the county road. The state creates the ones. That's why there's no fancy.
So the green and white signs are the state.
Exactly. I mean,
And the other signs that we see on Exchange and so forth.
Yeah, those are
ours.
ours.
Okay.
Right, exactly.
And we'll go to the same
Kind of
company.
format, do the
Yeah.
school colors and.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I got an email last week, I think maybe I wrote Pam Bizan, I can't remember who went which way, but she was asking about that,
Yeah.
and so we tried to get this back
We're working on
moving
it.
again. So.
Unfortunately, we should have had it done already, but we're working on it.
Okay, with no other communications then, let's go to the old business section, and the first one is request for no parking anytime zones on Crete streets in the Park of Commerce. As I understand, this is driven by Silliker, and apparently there's issues getting large trucks in and out of their facility at times because of the way people park. Whether we wanna make that in its entirety throughout the park, or whether you wanna make it selective. You know, it's really gonna be a board decision, so now's the time to,
Let me table
kinda
this.
hash this out.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say a couple of things. I thought we were gonna, have we talked to them? Cause I thought we were gonna talk to them. So, did anyone?
I have not.
What?
Talk to somebody.
We're gonna talk to Silliker,
Okay.
because there was some question about this, these might actually be their employees that are.
Oh, it is their employees.
So, and then the second thing these signs aren't free,
Yeah,
and it was gonna cost us $4,000 or $5,000 if I remember, or that was kind of the estimate.
About $4,000 to do the whole cost.
And so I guess it just, wondering,
I don't know why they can't simply dictate, policy to their employees as to where they're gonna park.
That's why I think we tabled it last time strictly just for us to say, I think it's kind of something that they need to deal with on their own. I mean, cause we do have, cause then we, it was the same night that McDonald's came in to ask us to park.
yeah, because they would, get the Silliker guys out of the way so
So
we
we
can
can
park.
put,
But, that was the week, and I don't know if Silliker was running a shift on the weekend or not, but yeah, it was, that, we think that the reason why there are all these cars out there, because there's Silliker employees that are parking there, and, it's $4,000 or $5,000 for the signs, and so I thought somebody was going to talk to Silliker.
okay.
Is it possible to just do the not parking on the 2 roads that lead into Silliker and not all of Eagle Nest? Because I don't believe they're gonna be parking on Eagle Nest and then walking down Technology Drive and
I would
going
agree
to
with you.
Silliker. The main issue
Well,
is
yeah.
Technology and, I don't know. the other
I wouldn't
issues.
even go that far, Meg. I like the way you're thinking. I just don't know that we even need it down the whole road. I would do a couple 100 yards on either side of their entrance and be done with it if that's the direction we're
Both on the
going.
north and south side, right?
Huh?
Both on the north and
Yeah.
south side.
I mean, if that's the direction we wanna go, but again, I don't know if that can't be addressed in-house,
Is that are those their 2 issues? The
Well-
north and the south street,
Well, there is, they're in the center, and they have entrances on,
the north side and the
yeah,
south side.
whatever it is, commerce and technology, or whatever the other one is, research, or whatever the names of the streets are, so. I don't know whether I dropped this or whether somebody else dropped this, but I can certainly go out there and talk with them and see what they say, or send Mike out there and talk with them. And, convey to them that we're not really about to put $4,000 worth of signs up out there to stop.
well, let's
people
just
parking,
make sure
no problem.
we're identifying the real problem. If the real problem is getting trucks in and out of there, then we can probably, develop a mechanism to take care of that. If they want their employees not smoking out there, I mean, that's a different issue, and I don't know, we need to figure out what the issue is. So,
Yeah, I just thought that we were gonna have some kind of report back. We talked to Silliker, here's what the issue is, and then we will decide what, because again, I remember that there was, it was $4,000 or $5,000 for signs.
Right.
On Eagle, I would hate to see no parking on Eagle Nest. There are people that do park there because they get out and walk, or they fish, or, and there's people down closer to McDonald's that park on that street because there is no parking at McDonald's. So I would hate to limit that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll make sure this gets handled. I apologize to the board that we maybe dropped the ball on this one, so we'll get on, and we'll leave it on for next meeting to have it resolved. Old business, then, anything?
None this evening.
Steve, Larry, old business? Dean?
Nothing.
Mark? No. Okay. Going to, new business then. We have an ordinance this evening, and this, really is, I don't know what you wanna call it, probably, somewhat, ways of, housekeeping, I guess. As you may or may not know, we're part of what they call mutual aid box alarm system, and, what that basically means is that we, help out our neighboring fire departments, and it wouldn't necessarily have to be ones that are adjacent to us. It could be people, 6 counties over, depending upon what the circumstances are. And,
As they do to us.
as they would do to us, that is correct. The last time there was an amendment made was in 2000, and it was, it's meant to incorporate, excuse me, this is the first amendment, or addendum to the master agreement, since it was amended prior to 2000. It's meant to incorporate in its entirety the terms included with the master agreement, except as specifically changed herein. In the event that there is a conflict between the terms and conditions of the master agreement and this addendum shall be controlling. As the cost of lending mutual aid support has increased in recent times, communities have determined it necessary to agree in advance on cost reimbursement issues prior to the occurrence of any actual emergency discussion and possible action to be taken on the ordinance. Now, if everybody's had a chance to read this, you know, it's, Lau, do you want to comment on this?
Yeah.
You know,
It's like you say, it's part of housekeeping. In 2012, FEMA passed what's called the recovery policy, which really specifies the process for recouping money that let's say we went to Katrina. It identifies the process for recouping money that we spend to make us whole again, all right, for backfill, overtime, apparatus, and whatnot. By the federal government passing that policy and requiring Mavis to abide by it, it puts our Mavis agreement out of sync with it. So we need to pass this addendum so that our Mavis agreement that this board signed many years ago corresponds to the 2012 FEMA recovery policy. That's pretty much what that is.
so really what we need to do here is, if we intend on being involved in this, which we would be,
Absolutely.
what we should probably do is entertain a motion where this can be drafted specifically for us,
Well,
as opposed to having, you know, writing your name and things like that.
as long as it's the exact writing.
Yeah, right, I understand that part of it. And then get this on the consent agenda for the next meeting. So, again, we'll retype this thing and.
Yeah, that was a scanned copy that I got. I was kind of disappointed that we got a scanned copy to present.
We're not under any time crunch here, are we?
January 15th, I think, so we've got some time. But I just got this last week or the week before, and I just wanted to get the process going, you know. Also, the Mavis policy, it required the presidential to declare a disaster, okay? With this new addendum, it allows for anything over 8 hours. So last time we went to Katrina, we were able to recoup our funds. Let's say there's a tornado that goes through locally here, and our people are there for more than 8 hours, we can recoup those funds now. It doesn't have to be declared a disaster, so.
Okay.
I make a motion that we direct staff to redraft the Mavis ordinance, and it's pending the vote, have it placed in the consent agenda for the next board.
Second.
Motion by Waiter, second by Milton. We have the ordinance redrafted in village form, and if the vote is in the affirmative, then I have this ordinance placed on the consent agenda for the next meeting. Everybody understand the motion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. So ordered.
I'm just gonna say, isn't it almost 9 years to the day that hurricane hit?
Katrina?
Yeah.
It was in August.
Was it
I think it's like,
or was it 2003?
it was in 2005, but I mean, literally like August 25th or 26th was when it hit.
Yeah, we had 2 people down there for
3 weeks.
2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks.
And we donated a piece of fire equipment.
Yes, we did. which is,
Mississippi?
Well, it's.
no, it ended up in Umpire,
Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is literally a dot on the map.
Or old 005.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old 005.
It went to someplace else in Mississippi first.
That's what I.
Yeah, there was a collection spot for all fire apparatus. What was interesting about that is they were so happy to get a piece of fire apparatus that actually had a tank. They had 500 gallons of water on it, because they didn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
They were happy.
Yeah, I can remember one day I was in the firehouse and the phone rang, and there was this guy from Umpire, Arkansas. And, he was asking all kinds of questions about stuff, and, I mean, we sent all the paperwork, the specifications, everything. on
Everything.
them, and they were
Maintenance
just-
log, though.
They were just absolutely tickled pink that they had this grid. It was better than they ever had. So it was really nice that we were able to do that. And we got, I think TMW took the thing down there, loaded it on a flatbed.
I think they made the arrangements. I forget, I remember loading on the flatbed, but I don't know who hauled it.
Yeah, and then.
I think you are right, though. I
and
think
it was
TMW
TMW,
did.
I think they took it down there, so.
And that was a true sound fire truck.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay, we'll take care of this. Next one is rezoning request. And this is to be referred to the Planning and Zoning Commission by motion, so that they can get this zoning request taken care of in advance of their annexation. And the property is about, I wanna say, what was it, like 16 acres, if I'm not mistaken. But again, our job is to refer this to planning and zoning for hearing, and they're gonna change the zoning. Their request is to change from RE residential single family estate zoning to the I-1 limited industrial district. And this is property that is at the northeast corner of Symphony Road and the railroad tracks. So, and just to kind of refresh everyone's memory, these people have had a rezoning or a annexation request or pre-annexation request on file with the Village of Crete since the late to mid-90s. So, but we weren't contiguous.
Right.
And now the CenterPoint annexed property on the west side of the tracks, they're leaving now to take care of this, so.
Motion to remand the rezoning request to planning.
Second.
Motion by Waiter, second by Taylor, that we remand this to planning and zoning for public hearing. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. So ordered. Next is the authorization to waive the bidding process for the purchase of a John Deere Model 1570 terrain cut T4 mower with a 72-inch deck and a 7-iron Pro commercial side discharge mower deck. Say that 5 times quick. Purchase of this is being made possible by developer contribution from managing partners of the Crete Park of Commerce. Total amount $24,101.25, and in as much as this is kind of a replacement for what we currently have out there, and the proximity of John Deere to us and the fact that they give us good service and stuff, we would like to ask to waive the bidding process. Yes. So,
Are we trading the old one in?
no, we're gonna keep that as a backup.
And was the first one originally bought when
Yeah.
we started that,
Yeah.
right? That's what I thought.
Or shortly thereafter. I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, you know.
The developer contribution, they didn't contribute to this.
Yes, they did.
Oh,
yeah.
They're gonna write the check.
So this isn't, they're giving it. This isn't costing them.
That's correct. We did not budget for this, but, so that's why we wanna make everybody.
So do we need two motions here or just one?
You could do it in one. Wait.
Repurchase.
Is it actually agreed to purchase? Because we're not, we're just purchasing it, are we?
Yeah, we're purchasing it. We're just paying through this.
Okay.
So I'd make that motion. I'd make the motion to waive the bidding process for the John Deere mower and then, in the same motion, purchase the described a piece of machinery for $24,101.25.
From, Shorewood
job.
Second.
Okay, motion by Waiter, second by Milburn. Everybody understand the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. So ordered. New business, Dan?
Nothing.
Steve? Larry? New business?
Nothing.
No,
No.
motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We beat the last record, but now we're at